Initially, I didn't plan to film anything about the terrible event that struck the Kirk family. After all, I'm French, I don't live in the US, and though I thought maybe I should be the least concerned. But I realized that Charlie's legacy has no boundary. It's not about a country, or a political party, or religion as a label. It's about doing good around you, which Charlie Kirk was really good at it. It's about the Christ-centered legacy that Charlie and Erica Kirk built that guided their way of loving, leading, and inspiring others. So through this video, I want to be a small extension. As a dating coach, we will review their first date that led to their beautiful marriage as they embodied the perfect high-value couple. We will uncover 7 key lessons that will help you build high-value lasting love. Right off the bat, I want to start with the striking fact. Did you know that Charlie Kirk was 31 and Erica turns 37 this year, which makes them a couple with a 6 years age gap, Erica being much older than her husband. And I find this exceptional in today's society where we praise youth and where men could obsess with the idea of marrying younger women than them. But Charlie's choice speaks volume about a high-value man. And here is my message for both women and men. For women first. Girl, there is hope. You could think that because you get older, men would be less and less interested in you. And I think that's true. Many men will be turned off by your age. But I have a good news, is that it will turn off the wrong man. But the right man, a high-value man like Charlie Kirk, will know to see you beyond your age because you are more than your age. And for men, I mean, you could choose to chase vanity metrics, right? Age, breast size. I think the question is, what matters the most to you? Or what are your life goals? Because what Charlie did, he traded age for something bigger and more meaningful. I mean, look at the family and the legacy that they have built together that outlasts him now. Charlie Kirk's choice of marrying Erica tells us that there is more than age. So choose wisely. The second dating advice from Charlie and Erica Kirk. Let's view the video where they tell their love story.
I met Erica for the first time at this office, Turning Point USA office.
So we met at the office opening, the Turning Point headquarters office opening, the first one, August 2018, and I had no idea what to expect because I was coming into the office from the standpoint of they were potentially going to hire me.
Okay, so first, I think it's always engaging to know about the context that favored a love story. And in the case of Charlie and Erica, they met at work. And I could only note it because being a dating coach, I have discussed with several people who tell me I could never meet someone at work, like a co-worker becoming a partner, like, well, never, you know? But I love the saying, never say never. I think that sometimes we could really restrain our love life by our thinking. Are there biases in your mind that prevent you from finding love? Thoughts like, I could never meet someone at work, or in the grocery stores, or in the commute, or through mutual friends. What are the biases you could get rid of so love could better enter your life? And so my best recommendation here is remain open-minded. You never know what could happen, and Charlie and Erica are a beautiful proof of that. Let's move on to the third key lesson.
I Instagram messaged her and said I urgently needed to meet with her, and she said why. And it was partially a job interview and also partially something else.
So when I eventually messaged him back via text, I was like, hey, nice to officially meet you again. What did you want to talk about? Because it was so just random. And we ordered our food, and then that's when the grilling started happening. Like, that's when the interview process started happening. So I'm like, okay, this is a legit interview. Like, let's go. I'm glad I had my coffee. Like, I'm ready to debate you.
Okay, so I found it very interesting that Charlie actually set up a job interview to start that date, which is, I think, very rare. Who would start a date with a job interview, right? I think there are two things. He played safe because if the date part went wrong, he could still fall back on the job interview, like at least he performed a job interview in a professional setup. But also, I suspect that he was dating strategically. In a good sense, because being a man on mission right? He was the CEO, the leader of TPUSA, his nonprofit organization. He has built it since the age of 18. So TPUSA is actually his whole life. It's his daily job, even his life assignment, right? So you could imagine that when he looks for a partner, he looks for someone that matches the mission, that is compatible with his mission. And so I suspect that this interview part was an early test for compatibility. It acted like a filter. So if they were able to handle that, I would say like daily conversation that they would have once married, because you can imagine that when you come back home at night, they are going to discuss about what happened at work, about the new bill that they managed to pass, or the Constitution. And so if his partner was getting bored or like, oh, you know, Charlie, I don't like politics, I think it would have been a red flag for him, because he values politics, he values Christian faith. So it was a really good idea. It was really dating with strategy, making sure of compatibility right off the bat. So the key lesson here is don't hesitate in testing for early compatibility, even if it sounds as dry as a job interview.
I got out of my taxi and we get our table, we sit down, and he orders. The thing that I love though is he was so sweet to the waitress. So that was something that I immediately noticed, that he was like really kind to them.
Okay, here, the woman is so smart. She, too, tested for compatibility. She noted kindness. I imagine this is something that she values. There are two main ways of testing for compatibility. Either you ask direct questions, like, I don't know, what do you think of marriage? What do you think of divorce? What do you think of faith? But I think that it's easier to lie with words than with behavior, right? Because when you ask a question, the person could easily embroider the truth, whereas behavior, it's more difficult to fake. And ultimately, actions and behavior speak louder than words. Note, I found it so beautiful. Not only she noted kindness, but she cared about humility, because Charlie is of course a very important person, and the way you treat people, and especially people who maybe have a lower social status than you, so it could be a waitress, it could be a member of the household staff or cleaner, it tells a lot about your personality and how you could treat your potential partner. So yeah, I prefer to observe the person in his natural environment than a staged conversation. I think it's way more efficient to know the person. Number 5, let's move on to the key questions that our Mr. Kirk asked our lady, Erika.
So after we got through literally half of the Constitution, going through why I'm living in New York and how I shouldn't be living in New York, and what my 5-year plan is, what success looks like to me, what I studied in college, why, just like every topic you could imagine that is close to Charlie Kirk's heart.
First, I want to note his emotional intelligence. To me, there are 2 levels of conversations. There is the surface, when you get interested in the what. So he asked, why did you study? But then he went deeper. Why did you study that field? Why do you live in New York? When you go deeper, like, it's a sign of depth. When you move from the what to the why, this is where you create a bond. You can create connection with the person. It's in the stories of 2 individuals, and ultimately in the story that you are going to build together. So emotional intelligence is the glue for a lasting love, for a lasting relationship. And also 2 very serious questions about her 5-year plan and her definition of success. We see that here are 2 topics that are dear to his heart. He inquires about her midterm or long-term vision. And I love that, because we see someone that is visionary, that he's driven by the future, not just by the flow because it feels good in the moment. He was already dating with intention, making sure that their future relationship would make sense not just in the present, but also in the future. Because it's pointless to be together today if we are going to divorce in 5 or 10 years, because actually we have different plans. You want to live in the countryside when I want to live in the city. It's pointless. As I like to say, the best decisions in life must feel good in the present while protecting your future. And that's exactly what Charlie did when he dated Erika with intentionality. And please note the maturity that he proved there. Because if I'm not mistaken, he was 23 years old when he asked those questions. So man, take note. This is our sixth love lesson from Charlie and Erica Kirk. And this one is about the foundation of a high value couple. Listen.
When it was like 3.5 hours and they were starting to close up and he was finished with his burger, just sat there. And I'm like looking around like, okay, did I get the job? Like, what's going on? I don't need the job, but did I get it? What's going on? And he goes, you know, I'm not gonna hire you. It's like, okay, well, thank goodness I didn't need the job because I'm already doing stuff here in Manhattan. He goes, I'm gonna date you. And I kind of just stood, I froze. I mean, wouldn't you? I literally froze. I was just like, okay, was not expecting this at all. And I was like, do you want to how about we just be friends first? Like, see where it goes?
And I told her I had enough friends and that I didn't want to be friends with her, so that was kind of a non-starter. But if she wanted to date, that would be great. I had enough friends. And I think she still finds that to be very funny, but I meant it.
And without hesitation and like zero hesitation, he goes, I have enough friends in my life. So either we're gonna date or we're not. Do I have any time to think about it? Yeah, you have until tomorrow night when I take you out for dinner, and then you can give me your answer at dinner tomorrow night, but know that the offer's on the table and I want to date you. Okay. So
the assertiveness of Charlie Kirk, he gave an ultimatum to her to say, you have until tomorrow night to decide. First, I found it a bit disrespectful of her boundary because she stated like she preferred to step back a little bit, to be friends first, which is very understandable. But in the end, I understand his approach because truly he was not ready for friendship. He knew what he wanted, negotiating for what he truly wanted. And so that's, to me, the characteristic of a high-value man first and a high-value couple is they date with confidence. For Charlie, it started with the confidence to reach out to Erica privately through DMs. And it continued there with the terms that he uses to say, I don't need more friends, I want you. The confidence that comes from clarity, from depth. And I think it's very important because in this day and age where dating coaches, they teach you confidence with how to communicate with a woman, how to approach girls in the street, how to send this DM or this text message. Yes, those are valid advices, but they are superficial. True confidence, like 80% of your confidence comes from depth. It comes from clarity. Like Charlie Kirk, do you know what you want and what you don't want? So that you could decide in the moment, right? The clarity that he had, it helps them decide and it sped up their love relationship. So I would urge you to get clear on that because once you have this clear, it's 80% of your confidence that is built. And last dating advice that we could extract from this video, and mind you, there are more advices, but the video is so long, we will end with this final advice for today.
God knew I literally needed someone to smack me up beside the head being like, I'm not playing games. I'm not going to play with your heart. I'm a loyal person. I'm a good person. I'm a God-fearing person. I want to date you. I have zero tricks up my sleeve. And he just knew that I needed someone like that. And he literally was like, here's Charlie.
I love how Erica articulated very well what a high-value woman would expect from a suitor. She was really striving for a high-value man. So for men, if you want to date a high-value woman, play no games with her. Have no tricks in your sleeves, like she says. High-value women love clarity. Again, know what you want and what you don't want, and be a man of character too. You can see she said, I want him to be loyal, to be a God-fearing person. And I love to see the belief of a woman who expected more and who seemed to have zero doubt she could have it. For me, she's a great testimonial of a simple but daring faith. Because sometimes I think that we make dating, like many things in life are easy, but we make it complicated. Sometimes we want to force relationships that obviously don't work. Like, why take the hardest path when you could take the easiest one? And so I love that she said, God, I simply want a loyal and serious and God-fearing man, period. And she came with this agenda to the Lord, and this is eventually what she got. And so I think that for me, the biggest takeaway is that dating is easy. Stop making it complicated. Have the courage to set your standards like Erika did and surrender them to God. I think that's the lesson. As we've seen, Charlie and Erica's love story was much more than about just romance. It was about intentionality and faith. I hope that this video will make you want to raise your standards and dream bigger for your love relationship. We all deserve that type of love. And so if you liked this video, if you found it helpful in any shape or form, could you please like it so it could spread through the algorithm to inspire as many single people as possible? Because again, I think we all deserve that type of high value, lasting, healthy love. If you want me to review until the end to their engagement and marriage, or if you want me to review another video of them, or maybe study another power couple, please let me know in the comments down below. I see you in the next one. Bye.